This is such a marvelous place. Anybody can become incredibly powerful. This man conveniently throws a rock. The rock immediately flies for thousands of meters. He makes one step, his body suddenly flies. One slight jump and he's hundreds of meters in the air. The man can't hide his excitement. Did I get to learn the legendary Lingbo Weebu? Right then. He takes a look and sees numerous exploding eggs underneath. After some rustling, the eggs hatch. 4 small monsters with long limbs are born. John Carter still hasn't get the situation. He suddenly hears gunshot sound. A group of green monsters with yellow tusks appear. He jumps in fear. Luckily, the leader means no harm. He puts his weapon down to gain his trust. After communicating like water off the duck's back, the monster only understands that the man's name is John Carter. He wants to run away but instead, gets shot and brought to their territory. Like a new hatched monster, the Long Limbs clans mistake John Carter for livestock. He gets washed, changed clothes, fed medicinal water. In a flash he's learned the monster's language. I can understand what you say. Late at night, John Carter breaks the chains and tries to escape. But he is being watched by a giant monstrous dog.
Quit it!
In a hurry, he mistakenly enters the meeting hall of the Long Limbs clan. The monstrous dog which kept chasing him is attached.
Stop it!
Seeing the man ends one life with just one blow. The clan leader's eyes widen in shock. The monsters charge at him all at one. Sura, who takes care of the livestock, barges in. For not taking good care of the livestock, she is branded. But then, not so far from them, some aircraft arrive. The leader orders,
You are the stones, the sand!
Your life? Turns out, on the planet, there are 2 fiercely fighting nations. The 2 parties fight and they want to be benefited from it. John Carter can't stay still. Seeing this, the bald wizard can only retreat his army. John Carter wins with the remote help from the Long Limbs clan. John Carter's bravery earns the Long Limbs clan's respect.
And you fight like a thug!
The red hair girl also becomes John Carter's reward. It's not until that then he knows, thanks to her, that this place is Mars. The man can easily jumps to the sky. The man doesn't know how he got to Mars. But the Martian girl, Deja Thoris, has an IQ of more than 250. She quickly figures it out. The writings on the sacred temple say that God's ambassador holds the secret of space and time traveling. Just by going through the door of YS, they can return to Earth. But for breaking into the sacred temple, John Carter, Deja Thoris, even the supervisor Sura, all get caught. Luckily, the leader has always admired John Carter. He lets them go behind the clan's back. The 3 ride horses non-stop to the YS door, but they're amazed by the scene in front of their eyes.
I've never seen this kind of structure before.
John Carter holds Deja Thoris and jumps. They enter this grand yet unusual architect. He puts down the metal medallion he's got with him. The ground emits blue light. John Carter suddenly understands. He didn't space or time travel himself, his conscious traveled to Mars. His real body is still on Earth, in other words, astral projection. This starts from his escape few days ago. John Carter was a soldier. His wife died in the war. He had enough of the war. He was chased after for deserting the army. During the escape, he mistakenly entered a cave. He met a weirdo in long robe. The weirdo tried to kill John Carter, but got shot to death instead. Before his death, the weirdo chanted, John Carter got to Mars thanks to that. Suddenly, sound of gunshots comes from outside the temple. The Long Limbs clan arrives to capture them. Seeing how large and violent the enemy army is, John Carter lets Deja Thoris and Sura escape. He stays to hold the enemy back with the monstrous dog. The 2 sides fight, bodies are piling up. Though more powerful, John Carter slowly gets more tired. Right then, an aircraft appears. It chases the monsters away with firearms. The Emperor comes down from the aircraft and embraces Deja Thoris. Turns out, Deja Thoris is the princess of Mars. Upset with her father's arrangement for a political marriage, she leaves the capital in protest. Returning to the capital, Deja Thoris changes into the princess's outfits, which charms John Carter. The 2 have gone through battles together. They've soon fallen for one another, but things keep going wrong. Deja Thoris decides to marry for peace, and tells John Carter the chant to return to Earth. Though how painful it is, it's time to say goodbye.
Jasmine, say it. Say it. Say it.
Somebody pushes open the door from outside. But only Deja Thoris is in the room. Did John Carter really leave? This man is really something. Others time travel to the ancient times. He astral traveled to Mars. He even fell in love with the princess of Mars. John Carter can't bear to leave Deja Thoris, so he hasn't left. Just as he thinks he can hide, the bald wizard suddenly appears. He wears a wizard's robe and calls himself God's ambassador. He controls a more advanced civilization. He arranged to have Deja Thoris marry the opposing nation's leader. But not for peace. It's to deal with the incredibly clever Deja Thoris, to stop her from getting the secret of space and time travel, challenging God's power. Right when Baldy plans to have John Carter taken away, the monstrous dog suddenly rescues him. John Carter drives an aircraft to the Long Limbs clan for help. However, the leader who let them go is now a prisoner. They're brought into the Colosseum. Only by defeating the giant ape can they survive. John Carter uses his strength to pull the steel chains, using the rock to make it temporarily back off. Sura brings the leader to escape, but another ape chases after them. John Carter suddenly jumps. He catches the big sword throw by Sura, stabbing it through the ape's body. This battle makes John Carter the Long Limbs clan's hero. Using this opportunity, he challenges the current leader. He swings his sword. John Carter becomes the new leader. He orders the clan to charge into the capital where Dejah Thoris is. He alone drives an aircraft to Dejah Thoris's wedding ceremony. In front of everyone, he exposes the groom's scheme. In anger, the groom calls for the soldiers who were ambushing outside the palace. Dejah Thoris takes the chance to escape the groom's grip, but John Carter is quickly defeated by him. Right then the Long Limbs clan appears. Seeing how things are going wrong, the bald wizard kills the groom. He disguises himself to leave the scene. Finally, John Carter and Dejah Thoris gets married, underneath the moonlight, as this is where his love is. He doesn't want to return home. But few seconds later, the bald wizard appears and chants, forcing John Carter to go back to Earth. John Carter wakes up, his body is in the cave from before. To return to Mars, he exchanges the gold found in the cave for a mass amount of fortune. He constantly looks for clues about the whereabouts of the ambassador. He has the chant but not the medallion. He has no choice but to fake death to lure the ambassador. His plan works. John Carter successfully gets the essential tool for astral traveling. He chants the spell. The story ends here. If you like Crow's summary, please click like and subscribe to Crow's fan page. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.